Hi everyone, welcome back to Engineer Easy. Last time we learned process versus program. Remember, program is the recipe, process is the chef cooking it. Today we go one step deeper. We will learn the different states a process goes through and how the OS keeps track of every process using something called the PCB. Let's begin. What are process states? Think about a student in an exam hall. Sometimes the student is writing the answer. Sometimes the student is waiting for the invigilator to give more paper. Sometimes the student is just sitting, ready to start, waiting for the exam to begin. A process goes through the exact same kind of stages. These stages are called process states. At any moment, a process is in one of these states, not doing everything at once, just one state at a time. The OS is like the invigilator. It watches every process and decides when it should wait, when it should run, and when it's done. The five main process states. Let's go through the five main stages one by one. First one is new. This is when a process is just being created. Think of a student who has just entered the exam hall but hasn't started writing yet. Second one is ready. The process is fully prepared and waiting for its turn to use the CPU, like a student who has the pen in hand, ready to write, just waiting for the signal to start. Third one is running state. The process is actually using the CPU right now. This is the student actively writing the answer. Next one is waiting state. The process cannot continue right now because it's waiting for something like input output. This is the student who has raised their hand, waiting for the invigilator to bring extra seats. Last stage is terminated. The process has finished execution completely. This is the student who has submitted the answer sheet and left the hall. Here we can see process state diagram. Now here is how a process moves between these states. A process starts in new, then moves to ready once it's prepared. For ready, when the CPU picks it up, it moves to running. While running, if it needs something like a file or input, it moves to waiting. Once that input is ready, it goes back to ready, waiting for its next turn. And finally, once all the work is done, it moves to terminated. So a process doesn't just go straight from start to finish. It keeps moving between ready, running and waiting again and again until it's done. Just like a student might write for a while, pause to ask a question, then continue writing it again. What is a process control block? In short, PCB. Now, here is an important question. How does the OS keep track of hundreds of processes running at the same time, each in a different state? The answer is process control block or PCB. Think of it like a student admit card or exam file. It has all the important details about that one student. Similarly, the PCB is a data structure that stores all the important information about one process. Without the PCB, the OS would have no way to remember what each process was doing, especially when it needs to pause or process and start another. What information does PCB store? Let's look at what exactly is written inside this file for a process. Process ID, a unique number just like a roll number for a student. Second one is process state, whether it's new, ready, running, waiting or terminated right now. Third one is program counter. This tells the OS exactly which instruction the process should run next, like a bookmark showing which question the student was answering. Next one is CPU registers, small storage holding temporary values the CPU was using so it can continue exactly where it left off. Next one is memory information, which part of memory this process is using. Then sixth number is IO status, means input output status, details of any file or devices the process is using. All of this together allows the OS to pause a process, let another one run, and later bring the first one back exactly where it stopped without losing any progress. Real life example of context switching. Here is where this became really useful. Imagine you were writing an exam and suddenly the invigilator asks you to pause for a head count. You put your pen down, but you remember exactly which question you were on. When you resume, you don't start from question 1 again. You continue right from where you left off. This is exactly what the OS does with process. This switching from one process to another and later resuming it is called context switching, and it's only possible because the PCB remembers every process's exact state and progress. Alright, before we move to CPU scheduling, let's quickly lock in what we just learned with a side-by-side comparison. Think of this as your cheat sheet for remembering process state forever. First one is new state, means entered exam hall. The student has just walked in, registered, present, but hasn't started writing. Same with new. The OS has just created the process. Nothing's happening yet. Second one is ready. Pen in hand, waiting to start. Fully prepared, pen in hand, just waiting for the signal to begin. That's ready. The CPU has everything it needs, just waiting for the CPU to pick it up. Next one is running, actively writing. The student is now writing the answer. Running means the process is actually being executed by the CPU right now. Next one is waiting. waiting for extra seats slash IO means input output, hand raised, waiting for invigilator to bring more paper, can't continue until that arrives. That exactly what waiting means. The process is stuck until some IO or resource comes through. Last one is terminated state. Submitted the paper and left answer sheet submitted, student works out means done. Terminated means the process has finished completely and is removed from the system. Use this mapping to remember how scheduling and I/O affect a process's life cycle. Every time you think new, ready, running, waiting, and terminated, just picture yourself in that exam hall. So, let's recap what we learned today. A process moves through five states: new, ready, running, waiting, and terminated. The PCB is like an exam file for each process. It stores the process ID, state, program counter, registers, memory info, and IO status. And this information allows the OS to perform context switching, pausing one process and resuming another without losing any progress. That's it for today's class. If process state and PCB finally makes sense now, hit like, subscribe to Engineer Easy, and share this with a classmate preparing for the same exam. In the next video, we will cover CPU scheduling, how the OS actually decide which process gets to run next. Comment your university and codes below. See you in the next class. Keep learning.